残酷な天使のように少年よ神話になる青い風が今胸のドアを叩いても私だけをただ見つめて微笑んでるあなたそっと触れるもの求めることに夢中で運命さえまだ知らない痛いけな瞳だけどいつか気づくでしょうその背中には
Hey, hi, hello there. This is editing with me from about 8 months after recording this. So, in this episode, I said that I wouldn't do an intro, but I feel like I should make one because this is kind of different. And in this episode, I am joined by my friend Freya, and I have never done this before, but it was very fun with her. And I should also preface this, I did kind of make a tiny intro, but I was very nervous because, as I said, I haven't done this before. So I was rambling a lot and I had to cut out a lot of it. So here I am now, 8 months later. I start this video with establishing what I wanted from this quest as a big fan from Scaramouche of like the beginning of the entire game. And yeah, it's kind of comical, but you will see. Okay, so I want from this quest a good Scara storyline, like his past. What I don't want is Irminsul shenanigans, where he is forgotten by everyone. That would be stupid, and I would hate it.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm very excited.
There's a British NPC, by the way. Yeah, you'd cut that out.
It's right away.
Oh,
Okay.
hello.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay. That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person.
Mysterious
I want to write my essay
person?
on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
True.
Okay, but...
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? But that's not the way in Inazuma!
I agree with the guy. I like my essays spicy. It needs to be entertaining in some way or I will fall asleep.
Is it just mine, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? going about their business. Maybe it really is just Paimon. Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything.
Still, let's go listen in.
Great! Let's go find out what this Tatara Suna mystery is all about.
I brought Kazuha, by the way.
Time to go.
See his boyfriend.
Alright, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. Ugh, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about
You
him,
called?
it's the kind of thing he'd know.
Looking for me?
Oh, you're a traveler, you say?
Yes, I'm Traveler.
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
If you don't believe me, I'll go.
No,
I'm
of course
surprised.
I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck.
Which one?
In force of habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
So what? For the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our skills are kind of lacking.
Same.
Traveler, I hear you've met many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatara Suna?
Tatara Suna is the poison place, right?
We only came over here 'cause we heard
Yes,
With
it's
the
that
big
island.
furnace.
wanted to learn more.
Mm-hmm. Xavier, however you say his
I
name.
see.
Sorry, I can't help
My
this
teacher
time.
chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatara Suna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatara Suna.
hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive for a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatara Suna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade. But in the end,
I
he
know
threw it into a
that
fire to
guy
destroy it
from
and killed his
theory
servant
videos.
Katsuragi. Why?
Oh?
Well, no one knows.
Yeah, it's a big lore dump
Apart
this
from
quest
the
to have
sword
fun.
maker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger, someone who dresses funny or acts in an unusual way.
That's right.
Oh, I know
Akaba's
all
teacher
about
spent
kabuki
quite some
theater.
time researching the events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatara Suna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens? Seems kind of fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow, did I get lucky!
Calm down.
Yeah, I can confirm that is exactly how I
I just wanted
speak.
to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago.
I have to comment that this guy sounds like the narrator from Sword Art Online Abridged.
I haven't watched that, so
Oh, you should. It's amazing.
Even back then,
Same
Tatara
accent,
Suna's already
same
at the
tone of
center
voice.
Inazuma
Maybe it is the
smelting
guy.
The man in charge was a government official named Niwa.
Niwa.
Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
imagine we get to Fontaine and they're all British.
Could it be?
Wait, so there are two missing people in this story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Wait, so
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
so are Katsuragi and Niwa not the same person?
No, they're not.
God damn it! I have to rewrite that.
Just, you can just say you wrote it before 3 point whatever.
No, because I don't have that excuse because I adjust the plot all the time when there's a new update.
Well, yeah, just tell me when you edit something and I'll go beta it if you tell me the location.
Wow, yes, you really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin art. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
Hmm.
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
There's more? Of course there's more. There's always more.
Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears.
Brace
I
you.
don't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the most.
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a puppet.
A puppet? The Shogun puppet that the Electro Archon made should be ruling Inazuma with her as we speak. The Kabukuni Mono has to be the balladeer, but what was he doing 400 years ago in Tatarasuna? I
He's just
don't
old
know.
like
Judging
that.
by the looks on
Scara
your faces,
things.
You do know something after all.
Glare
Glare at Paimon and hope she keeps her mouth shut.
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be
Spooky
expected. And that's
events?
exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Oh god. Okay,
I skipped this, so you
I'm
can
going
just-
to read it out.
Oh, and please read the essay draft as well.
No! Do I have to?
Oh yeah, there's 2 really long ones. That's why I was just sat there like, oh wait.
Let's see this essay.
Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. I don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it. Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
What?
You're allowed to just make stuff up?
You're not.
Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Has this guy ever written an essay before?
Akaba, look. My teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me some time. I need to find a new angle on this.
I'll leave you
We
to
have
it.
some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has to do with the balladeer, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, then even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh? After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
Point in. Oh? He can just walk around freely?
Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by. Over there. It looked like...
He's allowed to just walk around?
Can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see. Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hello.
What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be laughed at? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
You're so mean.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
With the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in
Oh, he's just a
precarious
baby
position.
now.
Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Former? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser.
He called him a loser? So he tossed you out like trash. That's so sad.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
Stop being so mean.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Not necessarily.
Obviously! Nihira, don't
Shut up,
listen to me.
Paimon!
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
Alright, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nihira, are you serious about
Shut up, Paimon. She knows what she's doing.
I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
For me?
Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that? Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point.
Which I also think is
It's
stupid.
possible that the Fatui have other information that I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am.
You're so smart,
He was
Naida.
granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly.
What if he lies to you?
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him! I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There's a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it.
Thank you,
It's
Nahida.
my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it. I'm still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help? I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my
We're
behalf
babysitting
once
Skawawa.
even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger.
They called him a loser.
Put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside.
Got it.
Great. Thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Nice.
Wow. It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler.
Mm-hmm. It looks pretty.
Sumeru's at peace now.
He stands out like a sore thumb. Look at him. He looks like a weird mushroom.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Naida sent me to babysit you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards, but right now, I'm on temporary
It's his free
release.
time,
So
Paimon.
maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Back
Sounds like a
off.
successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's
So
inner
is
region
Irminsul in a
consists
domain?
of torrents of information.
You'll find out.
You must put aside your differences.
Because
and be
there's a
extremely
sky.
careful as you navigate your way through.
And if
I
it's
know
in the
there have been
depths of
grievances
the
between
world,
on
then
both
it's
sides,
probably
but it is
it
essential
probably
that you
wouldn't
remain
have a
cautious in
sky.
entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Understood.
Let's call it truce, but only until this mission's over.
Oh, we're going to grow
Let's cut
very
each other a little
close,
slack,
Paimon.
shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in your path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
Oh,
Sure, confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than I
Yeah, you can tell audio's been a
If
lot of
there are no
edits.
further objections, I
Hmm?
suggest we get going.
Hang on.
Or did
You
need
can
some
tell, like-
time to
oh.
mentally prepare yourselves?
Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
Yeah, that pretty eyes open thing has been on a lot of edits.
yeah, I heard it before.
So. Okay,
That-
Ether being all angry. Damn.
Damn.
No, I don't like Ether, but like that. But yeah, he's just damn.
Focus on your job.
Just like a child.
He's just a
can start
baby.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
I was gonna say this feels like a typical enemies to lovers thing. Like the bickering.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, you are put into a deeper bit.
Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul.
It's different than what I imagined.
Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tavat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Is it that Paimon just wants
Oh,
to
he's so funny.
he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen? What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Question, can I hold your hand?
Full proximity. That's a whole plot point there. So we're seeing him be called the Balladeer.
Spread out.
Yeah.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul.
Oh.
Be careful not to touch them.
Oh.
It's like Shell's, oh, be careful not to get hit.
I was gonna say, oh, that's so nice. They packaged it for us for easier handling. And then he said, don't touch it. Oh.
Same in every direction.
It's his second home.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost.
What the f- fuck is going on? Hee hee.
What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
Finally.
Huge tree.
This is the center of Ermin, so all the information in the world is flowing through it.
Mr. Lord Kusanali.
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
Ready when you are.
I'm never ready.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive current.
He looks so silly doing that.
He's so silly.
Actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
He hasn't put up any resistance and he seems good at working out the front line. Maybe he had a similar role in the Fatui. First Akaba and Sawada's stories know this. What a strange
The
individual.
rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Okay,
Okay.
prepare yourself.
For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Yeah, we are just babysitting Paimon.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to
Oh,
talk?
never mind. It's in a bit.
Is this a telepathic conversation?
Yes. I've also invited Paimon to join.
It's a Discord call!
Oh dear.
I'm guessing that you don't want us to disturb the Balladeer.
He was just sticking his hand out. He's not doing much.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us.
It's a
talking about
private
this
Discord call.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great. Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
He listens to Auntie. Yes, and he seems to excel at doing odd jobs for others.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve.
Still sticking his arm out. He's gonna get army.
But that he has yet to understand.
With his skinny arm.
Perhaps today
There's no muscle mass on that. He can't hold it that long. Is it about his past, the betrayals and the other events in Inazuma? Well, it's not that hard to figure out.
It took 3 betrayals for me to understand.
Actually, I caught a glimpse of a few things when I ran into Hypatia at Pardes DI. You relate what you saw in the Balladier's mind at
It
Pardes
took
DI.
3 betrayals. No, I can't even speak.
That part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
When he's got an emo past.
Crawling in my skin.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Especially if you are the puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into 2 people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Oh?
He's taking a while to like.
Those two
Sort
managed
it
to
out.
deduce
Hmm.
quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gese got it right?
The guessing.
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
What is he doing?
Must be a riveting conversation you 3 are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
We got pinged in the server, like, are you all talking in DMs?
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
We have every right to keep certain things confidential.
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Didn't Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you.
Every conversation with you is hard work, but your attitude is better than I thought.
Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh?
When he can hold a
Wait.
conversation.
When he can function.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
He found Reddit.
Just wait.
Here we
Mr.
go.
Nima, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
That name. Niwa was the man in charge at Tatarasuna, plus he belongs to the lineage of Ishin art. Whoa!
Damn. We're getting transported.
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time.
There he is.
You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else.
Why do you look like that, Niva? Stop. That's not funny.
Under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. They are motivated.
He got the albedo treatment.
Yeah. He's an NPC with playable character hair.
As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil.
Good to know that the hairstyle is
Tatara Suna,
running in the
it was originally
family.
established as a means of safely disposing crystal
God, yeah, no,
minerals.
it's almost like a copy.
Yeah, even the little ponytail.
Yeah.
The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams.
Who the fuck are
Every
you?
smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance,
The voice sounds
we would
related
have
to.
joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our
Sort of like
forging process
breathy.
this on his own.
Mm.
At least you allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma. And it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
Hmm?
My good sir, what do you mean?
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. because I didn't want to speculate. I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace.
Dun dun dun.
Kept the truth from spreading outside, but still. I suspect you understand it better than I do. One of the people who went out to get help is back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
Light skin stare.
Sin City was a mafia.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm
Oh?
here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. What about you?
What the fuck did
Are you still
his eyes do?
Judging from the look in
Having
your
a
eyes,
seizure.
you don't seem to trust me.
No, Kith.
act? Past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatara Suna has worked. I just
He's
wanna know
growing
what
on me, Niwa.
What's left?
It's not as bad as I
You
thought.
should have answers by now.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Zone's words.
A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You.
Why would you turn your back to him?
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguise myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all.
Dun, dun, dun.
And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity
You ready?
and what I seek.
I'm
to
not ready.
Asuna.
Did you?
You're not.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment.
Jesus
If you
Christ.
must know, I'm not to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
I hate him so much.
Oh no.
Fatui?
They just can't stop butting their noses into things, right?
Just to
No.
create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
Minor inconvenience that led to the downfall of multiple clans.
That's it. That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance
Genshin
I have
needs to use
preventing a
blood
catastrophe
already.
and
Yeah.
keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet.
Huh?
Make no mistake, even without me, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
Oh.
If you my heart, tell him that both Nagamatsu and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people.
So angsty.
The only ones who think like that are people like you.
Oh.
Beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a
Oh,
little
don't.
guilty.
Don't even think that you would
Then out
ever
of
feel
respect
guilty.
for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa. Already dead. What a pity.
Jesus Christ.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, listen, listen.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore. Dottore.
I'm editing the Scara quest, right? There's this one part when Scara finds out about Dator being behind all of the Tatrasuna shit, and he goes mental over it. You go.
Listen, listen, listen.
Like an excited toddler. And I don't understand why. Were you expecting me to fold or something? Because I really left you hanging there.
Ella
LMAO, probably, yeah. His voice was hot there. I remember it.
The audio is out of sync. Okay.
Good. Good.
Good,
Was
good.
that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine?
I knew it. He was behind it.
He's behind everything. He just, yeah, it all links.
Why did we see things from his perspective? When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
This betrayal was a lie that he has believed for hundreds of years. Was this part of the doctor's experiment? If the betrayal never happened, it existed only in his imagination. But where does this leave him?
Give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Let's go over there, okay?
You can't sit with us.
Actually,
I can sit anywhere. I have hemorrhoids.
I have been betrayed.
I'm still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up? Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult.
I mean, he kind of built his whole persona around this, so...
Now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the kabuki mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwilling participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Unthinkable cruelty had
It was
brought
actually
him to
Katsuragi's
punishment
heart, wasn't it?
his entire life.
No, it was Niwa's. It just said that
Yeah,
it was...
yeah, no, I meant Niwa, sorry.
Cursed thing, but it had protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Yeah, it's just the Tory things. Being betrayed and abandoned by a close friend is sure to cause great resentment. Now we know what was behind his decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokaden 100 years ago. But it doesn't mean that vengeance was the right decision.
Poor Eula.
Only if he understands this can you choose a new path forward.
Therapy with Scaramouche.
Tori, you brazen face. Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Let him swear.
Do it again. A while later.
A few moments later.
Oh,
That's a scary.
that wasn't scary, Paimon.
That was
Such a
just
history.
smug
I
Scara.
almost think that
Yeah.
qualifies me to be your friend.
We just want to make sure this doesn't affect the
It
plan.
won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
He's doing it again.
Again.
Investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Not unexpected, but still, thank you.
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Yes.
About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The fuck does that
The
mean?
Jester told me this himself.
Oh, like
You can take
Celestia.
his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Why?
I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Aww.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
Zam. Okay. What do you want to know?
Give me your hand.
Okay.
Okay. His eyes.
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Yes. Are you trying to brainwash me?
No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At
Anymore.
least, all I can do is
Paimon.
work with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible
Is Paimon not hearing anything because she's like, damn, now they're just holding hands. Wait, why would you ask that? What did he ask?
Is it possible to change the past?
Oh.
done?
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Yeah, we're dating now,
I
Paimon.
was just thanking him for
Sorry.
helping me.
Wait, that look, did he see me hesitate? But that was because I know about Greater Lord Rukadavato. Uh-oh.
So long.
No!
I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
I wish he said so long, suckers.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Stop!
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again.
Are you sure about that?
From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Huh?
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer!
He's gone.
Oh, can you hear me? Nihida! Traveler, Paimon, Palladir, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power. It was the Balladier's fault. He shut you out!
You tell Nahida everything that happened.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had? Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry.
We lost the kid. We are so bad at babysitting.
Please, let me handle this from here. Even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible. We're out! And we're at...
God damn it, where is it?
This is
Although I
an
do want to show
emergency.
you this.
I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
No, I want to help you, Nahida.
This isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
But I want to help.
Emergency?
Damn, the traveler can't help for once.
Will you be okay? Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe. Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
He wanted to hold my hand for emotional reasons.
Yeah.
Paimon doesn't remember Greater Lord Rukadevata, and the Balladeer's question was a strange one. It's hard to explain in full, and the truth might be very distressing for Paimon. I'll skip the part about Greater Lord Rukadevata for now, and focus on the Balladeer. You tell Paimon that the Balladeer asks you what he asks you blah blah blah.
Change the past? Surely that's impossible.
It's not easy, that's for sure.
You can't just rewrite history.
Yes, you can.
Already in real life. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it.
Yeah, great example.
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help it.
Honestly, it is kind of concerning that he just disappeared in Irminsul.
He'll never come back. Ever. That's why he was redesigned. No, joking.
Maybe he wants to erase himself from history. I would be so mad. Paimon, are you
Damn it,
okay?
Paimon
Paimon.
accidentally... It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
It is. That's the thing. Oh dear. Because like Rukadevata went, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Not necessarily, but maybe.
Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him.
Also, Ether has so many lines right now. Why not let Zack speak them?
Yeah, at least for like a few of the key ones. Poor Zach.
He doesn't get to eat this month.
He just gets to go "Rah!" with a sword or whatever.
Windblade!
Windblade!
There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's
Yes.
connected to him be affected too?
Yes, that's why I hate it. Indeed, if the Balladeer does erase himself from Irminsul, many people in Azuma will be affected. I can't imagine what that situation would look like. Worst case scenario, it will affect everyone with a connection to the Raiden Gokaden. Kazuha, Ayaka, Hayato. Will this mean that they'll disappear?
I
No!
panicking at this point.
Have you got any ideas of what we should
I was brought to tears.
Like, no! Not Kazuha!
No, I also.
There's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep.
Ayaka can go.
Paimon,
Who's that?
be able to sleep a week tonight.
Me neither.
So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here.
Penne or arrabbiata?
First dish. Munster grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers. Tea break
That's
pancakes,
all
cream
of
stew,
the recipes in the game.
Andrean chili chicken, almond tofu, satisfying salad. Oh, also Adeptus Temptation, golden
We're in Leo
shrimp
now.
balls, triple layered consomme, lotus seed and bird egg soup, and
Jesus.
um,
Um, what's wrong?
what are we? What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now?
Nahida probably did a little time changing thing. I don't actually remember this.
Talking? Huh. Paimon certainly can't remember what she was talking about.
You were getting so worried about the situation with the Balladeer that you started listing foods.
The Balladeer? Is that a food? Huh. Weird name, though.
Fuck off, Genshin.
No, right, just keep playing it. Just keep playing it. A key thing is, although Paimon doesn't remember him at the moment, notice that the pot is still smashed, so history did still happen.
Mm-hmm. True.
There you go.
Okay. Paimon doesn't remember the Balladeer. That must mean he actually pulled it off. But how did he have that ability? It doesn't make sense.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
No, it's nothing.
Oh, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? 'Cause it sounds like a nickname or something.
If this is really happening, I need to know what else has changed. Paimon, come with me.
Okay, sure. Where are we going?
The first thing I would do is go back to Inazuma and check on Kazuha.
Paimon, but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency.
Now's not the time to explain. Let's get over there first. Kazuha is still here.
Just casually goes to Inazuma, you know, as you do.
Kazu's still here, so they didn't delete him from the game like they did Rukadavata.
Well, she was never playable, so.
We made it! How's the smithy?
Ah, it's been a while.
Pardon me, I'd like to ask a question if I may.
Of course. Go ahead.
About the Raiden Gokaden, could you tell me that story one more time?
Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. Once renowned Raiden Gokaden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another. Generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive.
Mm-hmm.
But fortunately, Kaede Harakazu recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art.
He's fine.
He's fine, okay.
Of the original Gokuden 5. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin
Okay, that still happened.
Oh, yeah, we were! Paimon remembers that now. They learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
What was the reason behind their decline?
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokunen, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you.
Wouldn't it be just whack if Irodori Festival lore just became no longer canon?
The Raiden Gokunen were the targets of a murderous rampage.
By a vengeful bladesmith? What?
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized.
Oh. So,
Neither of them made it out.
did he just prevent Niwa's death?
Though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphan son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world.
No, Niwa still died.
In his heart,
Yeah, but I mean, like his murder. Did he prevent it?
he hated the almighty Shogun
Ooh.
for her apparent indifference towards his father's
Not
death.
sure actually.
And he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his bitter anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares.
So whatever he changed, this all still happened.
Spare his life.
Yeah.
That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
The legend of the Raiden Gokuden has changed. Someone else attacked the swordsmith. It looks like the Bellier did something in Irminsul, but it seems Niwa still died.
Is there anything else you wanted to ask?
Have you seen Kazuha recently?
Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over
I can tell you he's not well.
Phew. So he still exists, and he's the same Kazuha I know. Things. Imagine he was like a completely different person now.
He insulted me yesterday.
He came, beat my wife, stole my dog, and drew a mustache on my face. Things don't seem as bad as I feared last night. That's all, thank you very much. Imagine he's just a Chad now.
Oh god.
Chad Zuha. Are you a Chad now, Kazuha?
You can see it in his eyes. He definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah. He is no longer gay either. History changed, and he's no longer gay.
This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
No, it's Kazuo when a perfectly heterosexual man pulls up.
Traveler, it's been a while.
Who the fuck are you again?
He's like a god.
Kamisato, I'm afraid you're...
I was so pissed when this happened. I was like, why can't you put them in?
Are they out on business?
The commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings.
Kazuha changed and he married Ayaka.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Thank you, we'll take you up on that offer. Can we take a walk in the courtyard?
Else wouldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
We'll be heading in then. Thanks.
Yeah, no, suddenly Ayato can cook.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say?
Ma'am, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you.
You know me also from Thomas' Hangout.
You can stay behind after class to catch up.
How are the commissioner and Miss Kamisato these days?
They're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the commissioner's behalf.
Is Thomas still around?
Yeah, no, mate, he's chilling.
Commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although, he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
So, pretty much business as usual on the Yashiro.
He's no longer gay either.
Very much so.
Ayato's still a Yashiro commissioner, Ayaka's still a lady of the house, no changes there. As far as I can see, nothing changed in the Yashiro commission either.
No, I thought Ayato was dead and I started having a panic attack. No, I didn't. It felt like that.
I was expecting as much, but it's still a big relief to know that the Kamisato siblings are safe and well.
Well, got any more questions?
That's all for now. Many thanks.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. But I'm sure you must be far too busy to have time for that. Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend, and she's always saying how talented you are and how much she admires you.
Cool.
I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us all.
I am flattered.
I
Can you
mean
tell
it.
her that I don't like her like that?
Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins
See,
us.
Toe was good.
Okay, they're still gay too. Okay, that's good.
I'm most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away. The commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home. But given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma's a much better chef than most. Oh, the commissioner is so fond of home comforts. They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very fond tone. The way one would talk about dear old friends around whom one
Can you talk a bit faster, please?
Just read it and skip over.
Joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and
Yeah.
many years now since the late Mr. and
Okay.
someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son.
Cool.
In the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission headquarters. There will always be at least one old lady who would be delighted to have the pleasure of your company.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying it's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Of course. You're always welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now. We're, where are we going next?
Tatarasuna.
Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
Bye.
Right then.
Oh,
Ugh.
are you two leaving already?
Yes.
Yep, everything's taken care of now. Don't
You in a Scaramouche deficit.
Very well.
Hmm?
Safe
Are
travel.
you in a Scaramouche
Goodbye.
deficit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. But what are we looking for? Something? Or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the traveler in Paimon?
It is me.
What are you doing here?
I can't pronounce that
I
name.
was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Do you know much about Tatarasuna?
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
How well do you understand the history of this area?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Go on, I'm listening.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago.
I have
I'm told
time.
its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation. Goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either.
He's a
There was
tech
back
guy.
then, too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Mechanic. Huh? Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading to all the ensuing chaos.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
I am.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Pretty much, so can I ask one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a kabukimono connected to Tatarasuna?
Kimono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word.
What did you do, Scara?
Trick types who always go around dressed to the nines.
You fucked up the whole lore of this game.
But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatara Suna is concerned.
So there is no Kabukimono. Did the Balladeer really manage to erase himself from the history completely?
Pause. Hang on. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it.
Already?
There we go.
Oh.
You certainly did know a way.
Just not the way I knew.
No. But he did know a way. He knew a place. He knew a way. Anyways, continue.
If so, he must have wanted to change the world and revert everything back to the way it was. But so far, it looks like the majority of changes have only affected himself. Thank you. I can't pronounce your name.
Xavier.
Yeah, that. It's a stupid name.
It's like Spanish, I think. Just the ley line in the back.
Time to go back to see Lord Kusanagi.
What's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's...
Bear in mind, Paimon doesn't know what's going on.
Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
I love you, Paimon.
Don't mention it. Alright, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Casually teleports out of Inazuma.
Hey, it's them.
Pointing is rude, Akaba.
That's your bruh.
Are you still talking about the essay?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
Sure. If I don't have to read it.
What do you want to talk to us about?
About that.
The same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Still looking for more info about Tatara Suna, huh? Should we join them?
I don't really want to, but okay. Perfect. These two have researched Tatara Suna's past. Let's hear what they have to say.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
The article that you let me read last time was great.
Oh, of course.
Okay. It's just the doctor is in it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. The content has changed, another effect of tampering with the information in Irmin's soul. The Balladeer said he'd erased 2 of his names. If he really succeeded, it must have taken all of his might, but still.
What do you think?
A masterpiece.
Last time, Akaba was saying how you wish you could gather more information about this. Well, you just got back from Inazuma. So how about we tell them what we learned?
Sure.
What did you find out? Something big?
Ugh, stop tapping out.
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Amanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, yes, okay, point taken, you're right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
It's just a novel. Just write whatever you want.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
We've got some things to take care of. Bye for now.
I'm so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome. See ya.
Yeah.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
Is he going to be here? Question mark.
Wow, you'll see.
So there's Nahida. No.
Nahida, we're here.
Traveler, Paimon, how have you been?
Ugh, where to start?
Wait, so
Hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time.
did the god mecha thing not happen?
And then he decided he wanted to go to Inazuma.
Wouldn't that
It's been a while.
technically... Because if he deleted himself as Kabukimono, there was no longer a reason to recruit him into the Fatui, so he would never get to that point where he's in the mech.
I never thought of that.
This is why I hate it when they do this, because there's so many plot holes.
Yeah. You're right.
I was investigating the situation with the Balladeer.
Balladeer? It sounds like some kind of code name.
This sucks. I don't like it.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Even Nahida doesn't remember, just like last time. Any change to Irminsul affects her as well. The Balladeer acted quickly. He finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. I'm the only one who still remembers the things that were erased. Once again, I am the record keeper.
Hey, what's wrong?
I'm upset too. There are things that have happened that only I can remember. I have to tell you the truth. With a heavy heart you piece back together the story that was broken and scattered across time. There was once one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. After a series of events in Tatarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with a gnosis and ended up losing everything. Finally, he entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
But how was he even able to do that?
As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall.
Okay, so there was still a machine.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
So, you believe this person really existed? And we just don't remember him because... well, because he literally changed the world?
Yes.
Wait, he is Shinji!
It is possible to do this.
Because, okay, I'm going to probably cut this out. I'm going to let her speak first. Okay, but I'm going to cut this out because it's spoilers for the rebuild of Evangelion. In the end, Shinji changes the world so that the Evangelions have never existed.
Oh.
To change the past.
Oh my god. Do you think this is deliberate? Yeah.
Traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul, and it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect him. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
You can say that again.
I'm having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was...
Why would he do it? Probably one out of guilt, because it's all based on a lie, everything he did. Or I don't know. We were enemies after all. I don't know his perspective on all this, so I can't say why he did something so extreme. Did he want to reset everything or save someone, or did he want to completely undo his existence? Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. I still remember the question he asked. He asked me specifically, and my hesitation gave him his answer. I hesitated because I witnessed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata erase her own existence, but I can't tell Nahida that. To put it another way, I know why the Balladeer was so sure it could work, but I can't tell them that.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
He chose such a radical option, and yet...
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Yes.
Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense. Every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the Doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Yeah, he changed the world in many ways, and yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. What exactly did he want to fight back against? The betrayals in his life, or did he wish he'd never existed at all?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look.
Surprisingly, the information is presented to you in a way that resembles a fairy tale.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
This matches everything I
I
said.
authored this record myself.
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the Balladeer?
When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabuki Mono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that, but Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the Balladeer entered Irminsul.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
And sending the Traveler into Irminsul with the Balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true true story that emerges is the one he told us. The now erased life of the balladeer. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree.
So this is where Scaranya comes from.
Yeah. Become a fox, but its tail was too slender, and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy rescue,
Just that Nemo.
lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread.
Do you see it?
The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice.
It's Nemo.
Oh yeah. I think I saw that.
A fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely
Among
you
us?
can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it.
So that was the doctor.
Into a beautiful
Yeah.
drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
That was a bad fairy tale, Nahida. It was... that's not how you write a fairy tale. It needs a lesson.
Yeah, Brothers Grimm taught her nothing.
This is not just the balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened. To become a god, he was experimenting.
Me backing up all the shit on my PC on a hard drive.
But the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with.
It's blackmail.
He was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
It's hard tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
I've never had this feeling before. It feels like life is as insignificant. I can't speak. It feels like life is as insignificant as a feather.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't. I like him very much.
Doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot.
He's suicidal.
Even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Vegeta's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Okay.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear his head?
You got it. Come on, traveler. You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk.
He's just like my mum for real.
Snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits.
What did you say?
It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all
Hang on.
that.
Paimon's just like my mum.
Help cheer you up.
Oh.
Go on a walk. Go on a walk. Damn, why is Cosmo making those noises? He remembered Hazo. What?
Okay, walk.
We're here. What should we eat first?
I want pudding. Like, actually, I want pudding. I have a nagging feeling like there's something. There's something I'm missing. Something important that I'm forgetting.
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
I want pudding, Paimon. Sorry, just give me a minute. I'm still processing.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Come on, brain. Let's dig this out. It's gotta be in there somewhere. It was something about Irminsul and deleting oneself. Greater Drukarevata, forbidden knowledge, Nahida.
Have you figured it all out?
Yes, that was it. Greater Lord Drukarevata. She said that no one can erase themselves from existence, not even her. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation in Lesser Lord Kusanali to do the deletion for her? There would be no point.
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
No, I can't tell Paimon. She doesn't know about Greater Lord Drukarevata. But this is a crucially important detail. It's simply not possible for the balladeer to completely erase his own existence, in which case the question is, what happened to him?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
Same.
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, If you're gonna help out here, you can't keep space.
He has a job?
What is it? Work's too big for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I saw someone on TikTok be like, yeah, my Scaramouche in my teapot has a ramen stand, and he works there now.
Oh my god.
And I was like, yeah, that's my headcanon too now.
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I
He
think you're right.
apologized.
Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to
He's
focus.
adorable.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
That guy is the balladeer.
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsetias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Do you know what I saw someone say?
Hmm?
On TikTok that this Scaramouche reminded them of Kazuha.
Kind of.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
That is
It's
Kazuha.
like that commercial.
We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetias, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
Let's follow him.
Remember. This is Scaramouche about all the trauma.
Okay, stay
God.
Yeah. Let that sink in.
He is a stalker now. That's going to traumatize him.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
Shush. We'll jump him.
This should be enough.
Catch this. Thanks for.
Guess I should wash them before I take them back.
Oh, he wants to wash them first. If I wasn't seeing this with my own eyes, I would never believe it. Same.
Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He's not swearing at you.
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
You're right, we were following you.
Have we met before?
You could say that.
No, we haven't met. But you know me?
Yes.
I have no recollection.
It's complicated, but I do know you.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
I can prove it. You're a puppet.
Puppet? What makes you think
Huh?
you were right? The look on his face.
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people.
What I was saying earlier when you left, I was reading the story and stuff.
Yeah.
And it said that he does have joint lines and he's covering them with his clothes. But But what about his knees?
Oh my god.
Why didn't he use it for his design? I got so mad.
Oh no.
Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
There's something I want to... there's somewhere I want to take you.
Okay, but Please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Working for that guy? He said
My
he didn't
heart.
have any more for it. Is that true?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Alright.
Let's return to the city.
He's adorable. Stop.
Aww.
I really want pudding right now.
Come on, you're nearly there. You're getting to the climax.
We don't have any pudding.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
He's actually apologizing.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your
What?
time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day.
Sorry, I forgot to mute myself. You heard me say
Don't
what?
understand why you're so adamant that
That's
you don't want
okay.
me to pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't... No. You're right. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you. All right, done.
He's so
Thanks for waiting for me.
cute.
We can go now.
You're adorable, Scara.
Aw.
I'm stealing this on Setia's.
So yeah, scaring me about the trauma is just Kazuha. I wonder how you feel.
More for me. That's completely my type, and you know that.
Oh my god.
What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
Stop!
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem
We found him in the street.
so. Yeah, quite an eventful life.
Pee for the streets.
You say that you are trekking across to Vat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots.
Okay.
But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous
Oh,
incarnation?
oh, honey.
Oh, okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
We're just trying to think where to start. You're kind of a piece of shit, actually.
But I'll be able to tell. Please.
I don't know if you're able to handle it.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Oh. Well then.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time. A chain of cause and effect. A cycle of karma and consequence.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
No.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
I was. Speak for yourself. We were each other's enemies.
We were enemies? Why are you trying to help me find the truth?
It's enemies to lovers, baby.
This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the
And he's adorable too.
He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Re-traumatize him, oh god.
I want to experience my own transgressions.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
Mans wants to traumatize himself.
With no heart and no name, there is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I
Well,
ask
not
you to
really. You're not the
sympathize
same person anymore.
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
Okay. Let's go, baby girl. I want to take some photos first.
Oh my god. Don't. What's he looking at? Hello? Hello?
Is this team okay? Yeah, it's Tiggy. He can solo anything. Shinjo is my healer.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
That's bullshit. You're a baby.
Well, we had you once, but that was your doing.
And now we're finishing the job.
Alright. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners?
That is not a Katsuragi voice.
There's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved too. No mining crew would be capable of this.
It's coffee season.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured? Uh-huh. Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic. The Balladeer, then known as the Kabuki Mono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
I'd feel it's hard to connect to these things
He looks like a warrior.
if I was Scaramouche.
He has a kind face.
Oh, right.
Why couldn't he?
You know, I agree with that.
I found
Domains.
this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
It's kind of mean, actually.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to me. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Huh? Am I stupid? No, I just didn't activate it.
Kazuha main.
Look how spoiled he is with his signature weapon.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
I hear voices.
This is where you were born? It's pretty. But there's nobody here.
I can't come out. I'm sick.
There's nothing for us here.
I can imagine the little child coughing face, you know, the one I mean.
Mom and Dad used to make
The tongue out and stuff.
And then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever. This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the Balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna,
They just didn't name the child?
this child who didn't have a name, just like him.
No.
They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The Balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey,
What's wrong? Say something!
I'm gonna cry.
You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too. The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
That's so sad. Patrick Pedraza is amazing.
Yeah.
And Kazuha was too short and the arrows couldn't hit him. Oh.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that can be wielded with an iron will. Or continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Are you trying to seduce me?
Has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
This place is dark.
Wow.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma. In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here. Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
I remember this. It was an unsettling place.
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
He's so short. He's tiny. I have tears in my eyes.
I don't know how anyone can be threatened by that.
What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan. Perhaps you find fighting in the Abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the Doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Oh well.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Well.
Update. Yeah.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find out.
Breaking news. Signora just got bodied by the Raiden Shogun.
His mother, no less.
Mm.
The plot does not end here.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why are you
Oh,
staring
I
at me
hate
in
this one.
silence?
Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
Ew.
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results and your own interests. Isn't that right? Witch?
Ooh. Burn.
You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Oh!
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru. Is that?
This place was a pain in the ass.
Sage
It was.
refused to join this project. I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
Ew. Awesome.
You seem
Yeah.
impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Well.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
Oh, Jesus. That says a lot.
Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain.
Just remember
the
that Shrek.
abyss. We barely saw each
Hmm?
other, and it became difficult to further
Just remember
refine
that
the
Shrek.
knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you apart from your crazy experiments?
Nothing really
I
matters.
suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable.
It's always uncomfortable to
That
watch.
person gives off a very sinister energy.
He's the doctor.
Oh my god.
He's behind all of this.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Pine.
Bejeebers.
Let's move on.
He gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Okay,
You're a god.
what's happening?
Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
Are you
Can you
saying...
return my memories to me?
But won't that make you lose your current identity?
Not baby
I've
Scaramouche.
always believed that human lives follow
Yeah,
a
he
set
was
of
only
rules,
temporary.
with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
Is this the true meaning of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's words? A person can't erase themselves, and even though the original Balladeer has gone, this person will live on in his place. Are a person's sin an inescapable part of the an inescapable part of their destiny too.
I've always felt I have a tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours.
Buckle up.
You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Ooh.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright?
Oh! Oh right, that's where we are. Leave him! He's being re-traumatized right now.
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
Imagine the traveler just died here. Oh man. Oh, oh god.
Have fun.
You got any more stupid questions? Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
There he is. There he is, the Scaramouche we love.
Disappeared. Did we win?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self.
Girl, you don't remember his old self.
Yeah, but she just saw it in the memories.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
Hold on. Give me a second. Oh. I'm fine. Now you've recovered your memories. The past will catch up with you.
You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Continue what? Sorry.
Our date.
Yeah, maybe cut that.
I thought so.
Welcome back, traveler. Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine.
Here you go.
I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
You won't go by the Balladeer anymore?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the 6th is.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Let's call it a tactical retreat.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish. What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
Naida doesn't see you in that way.
Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well.
Thank you. Let's hope you can find some answers.
Traveler.
Yes?
After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
Because I wanted to know what you changed.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
I didn't do all of this for a reward. Please don't make it sound like I'm extorting you.
Are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings.
Therapy.
The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
I hope you can give Nahida a chance.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
You know, we could have just left him in peace. Live his life. Without all the trauma.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick a nice nickname for you too.
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is
Oh, you
not
won't
so
get
much
rid
a
of me.
You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
You want us to decide?
Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Have you got anything?
You can obtain an item in map.
This isn't definite. You get an item that you can rename him again after, but you can only rename him twice. This is your first chance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got your name, then go ahead.
Creation erase. Okay. So nothing offensive. Oh, what do I do?
Wait, you didn't have a name?
No. Who would have thought I would have to name him? It's not like I have a list.
What's your list? Do you want me to help you choose? I've called him Kanimitsu myself, so I decided Scara.
I don't want to steal your name.
Aeolus stood out to me.
Hmm?
Aeolus.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Seifu, Rai, and to be honest, Enlil has. I don't like the name, but it has a lot of meaning because, like, it shows that he got his vision in Sumeru and, like, he renamed himself in Sumeru, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm. That was the thought behind it.
What are you thinking?
So one of my favorites was still Zephyr.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the Greek ones.
Yeah.
And I think the Greek ones are also like actual minor god names. I think Milo took Mir, right? Yeah.
I don't know what he did. I think he took the Russian one now.
Yeah, I think it was that one because he told me that one.
Yeah, probably did then.
Or I can just throw them all away and call him Skawawa.
You could do that because you do have another chance to be serious. So if you want to like play around for a little bit, my friend did Baby Girl for a little bit.
Kaio's nice too. Self-forgiveness.
Yeah.
God damn it. I think I'm just going to go with my first choice.
Is that how you spell it?
There's two.
I like the Z one. Yeah.
This is the original, and I think Zephyr was a modification from the Middle East or something.
I like Zephyr, just that one. But it's up to you, obviously.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, alright. If you say so.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
Aww.
A nickname.
Baby's first name.
Still thinking. Stop rushing me.
He has plenty of nicknames.
I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
What do you plan to do
Everyone
next?
who manipulated me and made me suffer.
You mean the
I forgot he said that.
The doctor, at least.
Yeah, we can like cut his dick off together or something.
But it won't be immediate.
But I want Cole to be the one to kill him.
No, you gotta get Dedek there as well.
We can't all like gang up on him.
Living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall. Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you. Huh? But if we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire.
Kazuo would never.
Maybe that's how it always should have been. What's that look for? Don't make that face. I know what I'm doing. That day will come. Alright. We're done here. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone. What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
There were some bumps along the way, but it's all over
So
now.
we can finally go eat? I'm starving.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue. The dark clouds have dissipated, but they continue to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking. All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
You like that, don't here. You're into the poetic types.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back.
Rest up, Paimon.
Wow, great! Huh? Look at that vase.
What about it?
Someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? But Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
That night we stayed here. Paimon bumped into the table after being startled by something to do with the Beldier and broke the vase. But the Beldier erased his existence. He changed the world, so why is the vase was still broken?
You sound lost and confused.
What? Who's that?
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
Huh? Is there someone talking to us?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate, like a vase that falls to the ground. Whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
The voice has disappeared. And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary stuff?
Believe my eyes. Does she mean I should trust my memories?
Anyway, that vase is still lying there broken on the ground. Should Paimon go get someone to clean it up? It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment. Paimon will be right back.
I wonder what else awaits me in the future. Anyway, I didn't like the quest.
You didn't?
No, it was stupid.
No, I agree. Like, now everyone's voice line about Scaramouche is gone. So Child's, the Shogun's, Yaimiko's. That's all gone. Oh, go listen to his voice line about Kazuha now.
I generally hate these kinds of storylines where someone's just erased. Okay.
You speak of the descendant of the Kaitahara clan? Then isn't he... Wait. He also possesses an animo vision? And even managed to take on the Raiden Shogun's Musa no Hirotachi?
Extremely homosexual chuckle.
Kazuha has infinity riz.